All right, we are back. It's been quite some time. Happy to be back with all you guys. Obviously, hey, Frozen Fin fan. Hey, wait, you're here, man. You made me think somebody was here. What's going on, brother? Thanks for doing that for me. I can't type and whatever. So, Cody, my man, Dirk, my hero, man. He's been fighting forest fires for weeks. He's talking about being on the truck fighting those Alaskan forest fires, feeling the blaze actually singe some hair on his face. So we got to give this guy a round of applause, man. That's not, it's fun stuff because it's like real life, it's action, and sitting in this chair kind of gets boring. I kind of envious, but still, man, great job fighting those forest fires.
Yeah,
How was it, man? Tell us about it.
Frozen Fins fan wasn't so frozen for the last month and a half.
No,
That's
no,
for
no.
sure.
Your face is red. I wonder if that's from the all the fires, man. Put
A little bit of
scorching
sunlight.
on.
A little bit of
Dude, that's
sunlight.
crazy. That's crazy. Well, thank you for saving our state all by yourself. It was just you taking all the forest fires out everywhere. Cody, my man, it's great to have you back, dude. We've been keeping in touch a little bit in the Twitter thing, but here we go. We're kicking it off. Guys, this is it, man. This is a big season. Tomorrow we get to see pads. There's definitely been some crazy stuff, some good stuff. We got a ton of things to talk about. We'll get into direction, get into some of these big stories. Cody, man, hit us with your biggest story so far. What's your big take? Give us something to chat about for a second.
Whether I just want to believe it or if I've been able to read in the tea leaves, it really feels like this team is making a very conscious effort to change identities, and maybe not a whole lot, but enough to where, like, hey, we're not effing around anymore. Like, nobody's coming in late. We need to, like, just the small things. And I wonder how much Ramsey was a part of the other side of things, that, the what we didn't want out of a player. My hope is that he was a lot of it, and it wasn't just Reek, and we got rid of a big problem. But it just it's so many young players, so many coaches ready to lose their jobs. We think GMs, ready to lose it. It just feels like it's all coming to a head right now, and it's exciting. It seems like the old crapper get off the pot. It seems like that's where we're at, and there's a lot of really young guys, and that's always exciting to me. The unknown can be exciting, it could also break your heart, but it's exciting right now. What's up, Abel?
Abel, my man, how you doing there, brother? We're back on the lives, man. Thanks for stopping by, man. How you doing, Abel? Good dude. Good dude. Yeah, I was real nervous until we got Hilton and Jack Jones. Not saying it's Deion Sanders and no superstar, but they're a big piece. I really like Hilton a ton. I like the speed that Jack Jones brings. They're two veterans, and we really need, especially with Kohu with the injury. We're uncertain with that. The swelling. My reporter up there, Dirk, was telling me the swelling so bad they can't do the MRI yet. Hopefully, they can do it, it's nothing bad. If you have Kohu, you have Jones, you have Hilton, and then you get some of these other guys that step forward, it's a pretty good cornerback group. Not great, but considering where we were. To me, Armstrong almost set me off the edge. I thought I took my crazy pills. And I was like, this is insane. Hey, there's Zonka, my man. Zonk, what's going on, brother? Guys, tell us what you think was going on. We'll cover some of the stuff you want to cover too, man. Break it out. So overall, I think we're in a decent spot. Much better after those additions. Although I'm concerned that Hilton's addition might be because they're a little concerned about Kohu, which I'm hoping that's not the case. But my man Dirk, man, he's the guy with all the scoops. Tell us, man, give us the scoop.
I don't know. I hope like you. I hope that Cater is okay. I do think that having Hilton on the team, Hilton is an amazing nickel corner.
Yeah,
and he doesn't miss tackles. He's hard nosed. What they're planning on doing here, since Kohu has some experience in the boundary, I think this gives the Dolphins coaching staff the opportunity to put Cater on the boundary and let him kind of develop there. We saw that during practice so far. He's played a lot of boundary. I think that's where they're going to eventually end up going with Cater Kohu, assuming he's healthy, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. And then one thing I like about Jack Jones is that if you remember back in 22, they played a shell of zone and had him go man on Hill. And he did a really good, he's super fast. And we've been crowding the line, showing blitzes, dropping guys off. So there's going to be maybe a little bit more man than we thought. And he can fit that bill a little bit. So I don't know. I like the additions. Still need Duck, who's a little gimpy, did miss practice today, to step up. You need Marshall to step up, maybe Bonner to step up. Certainly it becomes more critical if Cater's not in, but we got to hope he is. Hey, how you guys doing, man? Tell us how you guys are doing.
I'm just glad to be back. I'm glad we're here.
You got done firefighting. Now you're back into the fire of the season with the contact. What about you, Mr. Cody? How you living the life of Riley over there with the whole summer off?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I convinced myself that I'm independently wealthy and I don't need to work.
Sweet.
Yeah, and then by the time school comes around, it's this big what? So it's really hard to go back, but I can really turn it off, and turn those emails off for the whole summer. But I don't like going back to work, but I love football season, and they coincide. So we got to do this.
You're rested up, man. You've been living the life of Riley, dude.
Yep. Yeah.
I almost was a teacher. I made a big mistake. I didn't finish it up and do it, man. I've been with you.
I needed a job where I wasn't going to be working Monday night, Sunday night, Sunday day. None of those things. I needed a job where it wasn't going to conflict with my Dolphin watching. So that's where we settled on education.
Sweet. So, all right. Tomorrow starts the contact. We'll start seeing stuff. Joint practices, I think, is where we'll start seeing more. Then you get a real full view in preseason games. Then you get week 1, and usually up to week 6 or something like that. It takes to really get a fleshing out of the team. But, from what we're hearing now, I think my man Dirk's going to like that Jonas Avayanaya and Paul have been doing pretty good.
Dude, they look good. I mean, you can't really judge too much because obviously no pads, right? But,
yeah.
Man, they look good. And what I'm noticing is from what I've seen and from what I've heard from people who are at the practices is they don't look like rookies. They don't look like first and second year players. They look better than that. And that's what you have to hope for right now. We'll see how it happens when, like you said, when pads go on tomorrow, we'll see how they do. Hopefully they continue to grow that way, but it's exciting to see our linemen actually look like linemen.
I know. And you think if once Farrell Brown's there, they're gonna. I don't think it's a stretch of the imagination to say you're going to see a decent uplifting of, hey, I need 1 yard, I need to get in the end zone. Let's go behind those 3 guys, maybe with Ingle leading the way, and you're going to get more production. You're going to get more physicality, more digging out of that interior. I just don't see how it can't happen because, Jones I thought was good for us last year in the run game when, it was inside zone. He just had to dig guys out. But Tehran wasn't, Tehran was more of a mover. He wasn't really a digger, but Paul's just powerful. They put a picture out of him, and I'm still envious of it. Shoulders and chest and lean waist. Then you add Savayanaya, who clearly has some gumption in him. And then you add Farrow. So I think we're going to get a little bit of this run stuff going. I think we're going to see an improvement, and that can change things around.
Yeah, well, here's the best signing of all of them. Are you ready?
Tell me.
Daniel Brunskill.
I agree. Huge.
Just when I heard that, man, Alpha's talking him up, but just the fact that and then it coincided with some bad news, sad news that Liam was hurt.
We're in trouble. The heart got dinged. The heart of the offensive line got dinged.
Could be. How are we going to do it on 3rd and short without him? I don't know. I'm excited to find
I
out.
don't know. I don't know
Wait,
what's going to happen.
I'm pretty sure we have to have at least one lineman laying on the ground during every play.
Yeah. But so is that our? We don't have a swing tackle though, right? Like Borum.
Nah, that's one thing we're kind of lacking. That's definitely something. That's the weakest point now because Brunskill, he could play center. He could play the 2 guard spots. Somebody gets dinged or goes out or whatever. Knock on wood, we don't want that. He can fill in and he's going to be reasonable. He's not great at anything, but he's a vet. He's a tough guy. He's been there 1,000 times, and he can at least get the job. He's going to do better overall than Jones because he can kind of do more stuff, although he's not as powerful to dig guys out. And I think he's going to do better than Liam Eichenberg. I don't know. That's my just firm belief. But, yeah, Borum is not a good tackle. We definitely need some help at the tackle spot. You don't know. They freed up some money with Minka. We'll get into the Minka thing. So you never know what they're going to add. But, yeah, that would be a one concern. And Jackson's always a concern with his injury situation. And as Abel said, there was reports of Jonah moving Zach last week, moving him more than they'd ever seen him move. So to me, that was the only concern I had. What was his ability to move guys, dig guys out, handle power inside? And so that's a good sign. I mean, yeah, it's early, but we'll see as it goes on. But I just don't see him sucking at it. It's just how good he can be. So I don't know. I think we're in a really good spot. Just injuries are going to be a major piece. You know, we got Brewer out, who's got the calf. Meyer's no good. I don't like Meyer. He's just too weak. But I suppose if it was in the season, that Brunskill would probably step in over him. But we got to get Brewer back. I don't think Brewer's the greatest thing since sliced bread, but he's definitely a key piece. He's very consistent. He's got the athleticism. And, he's better than Brunskill and he's better than Meyer. So we'll see. Health is going to be a major, major, major key.
What if Jonah's the backup right tackle?
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Then you move him outside. But then, I just always hate that when you got a young guy. He's getting comfortable at one spot, then you move him to another spot. It's better than what we had probably last year. He'll probably do better than Lamb overall, although there'll be a lot of, some gaffes and stuff like that, and then you can move Brunskill in there. But I want to see these two guys, Paul and Savai and I, to really work together and become something, because that would be – I can't remember the last time we had two guys that were really good that played together from when they were young and played to when they're, older. So I don't know. What about Minka? Tell me about Minka. Tell me about Minka. Anybody here had how much money did you have on Minka to the Dolphins?
I would have bet my entire salary for the last month on him not coming here.
Me too.
I'm happy.
So crazy.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That makes me have 90% confidence in our safety room. I'm good with it. I love him.
I think it's an upgrade overall compared to Ramsey.
Yep. It's a good trade. It's an amazing trade when you think Greer was up against the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Financially and with the guy that didn't want to play for you.
What else was he getting, man? He was getting, they said, a 5th or a 4th round pick. He got the 5th. He ended up with Minka. You weren't paying Jonah $12 million a year.
Yeah, I love it.
And Ramsey wanted out. So I think it was about as good as you can get. I mean, clearly, I'm not saying this team is going to do this or do that. But when you look at the offense, it's pretty much almost the same. You could take Jonnu out, and that hurt. But a lot of the stuff he was getting was as a relief valve, and screens and stuff. We just couldn't really use his full potential. So that does hurt. But if you're adding up Paul, or whatever his ability is going to be, he's probably going to be healthy all year, knock on wood. Joan is an upgrade. You get Brunskill in the backfield, in the depth spot, and you add Farrell Brown. You've got Westbrook, and you've got Washington going into his second year. So this offense, with Tua and Wright looking better, and meshing better with this offensive line. So this offense should do something. This offense should do something. And if it can and take some of the burden off this defense, who knows what it can do? Our running game might open things up. Oh, definitely. If we ran the football inside the A and B gap and they actually had to pay attention to it, it would change the leverage. And even if it's 10 or 20% difference from the year before, that's more than we saw. I mean, a good play call will take advantage of that. Hey, that Dolphins Realtor, what's going on, Zach? How you doing, brother?
Now, what's up, everybody?
Cosa Nostra, man. Guy who turned me on.
Here we go.
To shake money. No, a good guy. I'll leave it to Wolves. There's my man.
On that point, Curtis, about the run game and talking about running inside, I've noticed that in these practices so far, I mean, I know it's not padded yet, but I'd say probably 70% of the run plays that I've seen ran are off center and off guard. Like it's in those inside gaps. And
did you see if it was inside zone or was like cutbacks on the outside zone?
I'd say probably 50-50 on that. But I mean, they're experimenting with the run game that we don't usually see much of, and that's I'm happy about it. And the runs look good. And Ollie Gordon today, there's some video of him up on the internet right now of Ollie Gordon actually making some great cutbacks.
Sweet.
And hitting hard, like even without pads, I know, but it's still great to see. So
that's huge. It would change. It would change everything for us to even just see small increments. If we saw medium increments, it would be tremendous. And if we saw large increments adjustment, it would be unbelievable. Again, we have to see it. There's a lot from here to there. Let's not, get our hopes up, but we should have hope. I think. I don't see why not. I mean, clearly we're thin. There's certain position groups, the cornerback group, the offensive line, safety group. I wouldn't say linebacker so much, a little bit, but you never know. Maybe we can actually get some health. Can we just get a good Yahtzee roll for a change in the health? Hey, Darren, what's going on, man?
Let's all hold
Thanks for
hands
stopping by, brother.
And make
eyes on CB.
You got some famous people popping in here.
CB's in the room, fellas.
They come to see you guys. They want to hear what you guys got to say. The pretty guys.
Yeah.
So overall, where you at? What's your obviously we saw bad grades from, what was his name? I can't remember the guy's name now. He did the rankings with all the executives and the scouts, and we were kind of like bottom in the pack, 20-something on offense and defense. We saw that that Vegas dropped us a game and a half. So let's see what are you guys thinking at this stage?
They've actually got the Patriots to have a better chance to win the AFC East than we do.
I mean, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. Hey, CB, what's going on, brother? Thank you for stopping by, man.
I don't think it's as bad as everybody's making it out to be with the mainstream media in Vegas. I'm actually pretty encouraged with the roster we have and what they're doing. Definitely doesn't seem like a rebuild type of year. This seems like they're still trying to win here.
Yeah, It looked like they were rebuilding, but they've made some moves to kind of give you some of that uplifting hope that maybe they're trying to really hit it. Of course, if they don't hit it, then then you got problems. But at least, for me, that's the whole key. Is I want a clear evaluation. I'm so tired. Well, if X, Y, and Z had happened, then maybe we would have. Let's do it again and try it, and then it happens again. I want a clear eval. I want McDaniel to have a run game. I want Tua to have a run game. I want this team not to have loads of injuries, so there's no excuses. We've got to come to a final evaluation on things. Even if that final evaluation is like, I've seen enough, let's go run it back next year and see what the deal is.
Yeah, and I will say that in regards to the injury bug that we seem to have had the last few years, it's nice to see in practice so far that players are actually working definitely harder than they have in the last couple of years.
Isn't
I'm
that
excited.
crazy? Isn't that crazy, man?
The Noah Fant thing?
No, that they're like working hard is the
Yeah.
whoa, yeah, man.
I'm
Dance,
excited about
man,
it.
doing dance.
Maybe
But I can't put this long.
maybe it'll help these guys actually stay healthier in the long run. You know, you break it down to make it stronger, and maybe in this practice, I don't know. We'll see. I think it's a good thing.
Well, however you slice it, guys working hard and showing up to practice on time and meetings on time is a good thing.
Yeah.
And at year 4, it should have been done. Maybe I could see year 1, but year 2 it should have been done. But we here. That's all that matters. Let's hopefully this is basic stuff, so it's got to help you out. It's got to. There's no way with the football being the game it is and all those nuances you can even give another team a small edge like that. So it's good news. Hey, Darren wants to know, man, what do you guys think about Noah Fant?
I haven't heard anything else on him yet, other than
What do you think about the player and the addition?
I was worried about it at first. I wasn't worried about our tight end room, but as things are kind of moving along, I think that if we picked up Noah Fant, I would be ecstatic.
Whose job does it take, though? You know,
So that's another question.
Well, I think this definitely says that the rookie isn't going to make it for sure.
Conyers.
I think this says that. It also says they're probably worried about Mr. Rap God.
Waller.
Yeah. This means that it doesn't. I'm not saying he's not going to be on the team, but there's definitely concern there, especially since he's physically unable to perform right now.
I don't know how much traditional tight end Waller's going to play at all.
Yeah.
I was looking at Jonnu's yards per catch throughout his career, and I always thought he was a seam threat. He's got wheels, but Waller has real wheels for a tight end, and his yards per catch are, I think, Jonnu was in the 7.2 yards per catch, and Waller's like 13, 14.
Wow.
So Waller's, or maybe, well, don't quote me on that. If somebody could look that up, but Waller stretches the field at a much higher pace. So I don't really know how much traditional tight end he's going to play. I really don't know who's going to fill that traditional role. Farrell Brown doesn't receive. He's just a really good blocker. Julian Hill, we know about him. So I don't really know. Noah Fant seems like the guy in the middle who could do a little bit of both, but I don't know enough about his blocking to know if he could.
He's not really a good block. He's not really a good blocker. He's more of a pass catching tight end. But if you put him in with Farrell Brown, you do have a guy who can block, and then a guy who can sort of block, and then but he can also catch. I'm not super high on Fant. I saw Chris Kaufman say that he's worried about his music career, and there's questions about his work ethic. And if you look over the last 2 years, he's played like 700, 800 reps, so he's had a little dings. Clearly, he's an upgrade. Don't get me wrong. I think unless anyone hear about Julian Hill? Is there any words on Julian Hill?
I haven't heard a thing.
Yeah,
and that kind of suggests that maybe we could very likely see a completely new tight end room this year. I know that's weird, but
Fant is a veteran. He's a pretty tough guy. He played in Seattle, who loved to run the football and be physical. So I don't know what you're going to pay for him, but I don't think he's as big as some people are. They're getting overly excited about. But maybe in conjunction with Waddle and Hill, and you add in our slot game. He comes in, he can block a little bit and still be the guy who's a threat in the pass game. He's probably around the same kind of blocker as Waller, sort of. He has some good better years, some lesser years. I'm not like super. I'd like to see him. It wouldn't hurt us.
Yeah.
What kind of contract he's going to ask? I think it's the Saints and another team he's looking at. So overall, I think it would be a nice ad, but I don't think it's going to blow us up. Just because of the blocking standpoint, I went over his blocking grades. and they weren't that good. I'm not a big believer on PFF as far as overall grades. I don't like them, actually. I think they're very obtuse because they have their metrics, but I think their position skill set rankings are pretty good, and he was kind of in that lower range. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, here we go. CB83, man, the star, man. What's going on? How do you guys feel about the new additions? What do you got? Well, we kind of talked about it a little bit. I'm high on Hilton. I think Hilton's a physical guy. He could play the nickel. Scares me because maybe it's saying something about Kohu inside. Maybe they're not certain he's going to be back. But he's a good. You heard him in his interview, and the guy was very positive. He's a vet. He is 31, which I'm not too happy about. He is a little small, but darn, he's a huge addition for this secondary. And Jack Jones is 27, and he's got enough speed to stay with Hill. He played at Hill, man. I think I wouldn't want him to be my top 3 corners, but I like him in the rotation as a 4 in specific duties.
Mm-hmm.
Still, it's really big for us to have Cater back. Cater, Hilton, and then Jones, along with the rest of the guys, and get one of those guys to step up, I think would be nice, very nice. But if Cater goes down, I'd love the Hilton move, but I'm a little concerned about Jones because he does have flip arms a little bit when it comes to tackling and stuff. But as far as coverage, I like. What do you guys think?
What do you got, Dirk?
I like them all. I mean, I like the additions. We needed the additions in the first place. And we're complaining about depth. We go out, we get an extra offensive lineman who's not horrible. He's actually one of the few offensive linemen that I said, hey, we could get this guy for a decent price in the beginning of free agency. And here we are. We picked him up. We got a couple cornerbacks that we desperately needed who aren't absolute trash. Are they superstars? No. But they have promise. Both of them have a position that they can play and a part that they can fill with this team. Especially, we all know about Hilton, but I mean, Jack Jones is great in coverage. I think part of the issues he had last year.
Definitely man. Not so much zone,
yeah,
I don't think.
Yeah, man coverage. And I think part of the issues he had last year was they had him in zone a lot.
Yeah.
And he's one of those guys.
That's a good point, man. That's a good point.
So he's got these abilities, and a lot of people are turned off on him because of his off the field issue that he had. It was a couple years ago or something where he ended up getting got caught in an airport with 2 guns in his suitcase. Now I know this is going to sound.
I hate when that happens. It always happens, man. I've had it happen to me 3 or 4 times, man.
I don't see any way that anybody, even Jack, I don't see any way anybody would be like, "Oh, I'm going to sneak these couple guns real quick on this plane."
How are they going to see him,
He claimed it was an accident. And honestly, in a situation like that, I tend to believe him. I know it's a bonehead move. As I can't remember his name. Always talks with Alan Poupart on his live streams. He said it's a bonehead move, and that's exactly what this seems like to me. Seems like kind of just a dumb thing that happened where he forgot about something and he paid for it.
I forgot about it. I put the first gun in. I put the second gun in. I just was like, I put the blanket on. I put the pillow on top of the towel. And it just happens.
Yep. He's paid for it. And they talked to him. The Dolphins met with him when they signed him. They talked to him and said, "Hey, these are the expectations. As soon as you start making waves off the field, you're gone." I think that I think it's a win-win situation for us. It was a small contract, so
yeah, no. For his talent.
Yeah,
definitely worth it. Let's hopefully he doesn't, forget the guns. I don't know. Bazooka in there. I don't know. I meant to put it in my drawer and I thought it was that. Whatever. Anyway, Cosa Nostra. Yes, push-ups. I mean, come on, man. Football's football, man. You go back, you watch, anything. You go back. What was that movie with Denzel Washington was the coach? It's all about pushing.
Remember the Titans?
Yeah, pushing the. It's just the way it is. You gotta get the. I personally think that a lot of these injuries are coming about because these guys are just not pushing their bodies in drills, and the bodies aren't prepared. And then you're going full tilt when you're kind of taking it easy in a way. I mean, not easy, but still, you need to push that body, knock that rust off, and get it feeling that full motion of intensity for when you go into a game and stuff. So I love it. I love the Flores taking care, takes no talent runs that he used to have and stuff. I love that stuff. You need it, man. You need some toughness. Now, let's hope that it's genuine. It's not fake, because you can't fake it in football. And so if we're faking this stuff, people will see through it. But at least if they're pushing these guys, I remember Xavier Howard doing push-ups after he missed like a route or something with Flores, and I love that stuff. I'm not saying Flores was the guy or he was, Mr. Peachy Keen, but there were aspects, obviously, of the guy that was good, and that was something I wish McDaniel started from the beginning instead of being a cheerleader. So this is great. Keep it up, man. More. Make him, do more. Do more.
Yeah.
Hilton, Jack, Kohu, Minka, Iffy. Davis, I heard, struggling with range.
He's better on the line anyway. He's that guy. So you kind of expect that, right?
Yeah. So this is not bad, man. Just got to hope Kohu's in there. I heard Marshall's doing pretty good. He had a pick and stuff like that. So,
but the new signings in the secondary, what they do for us is at least ensure health. Barring we have some veterans that can go in there and at least compete.
Yeah, we're not a beep show.
Anybody that beats them out, any of these young guys, Duck, whoever, if they beat these vets out, they earned it.
That's a great point.
And if they don't beat them out, I kind of expect them not to beat them out. Personally, I kind of expect these guys to be our guys. And if anybody beats them out, man, they earned it. And then we got a vet waiting.
I think it makes it respectable. It's respectable now.
We never did that on the O-line, really. We had guys come in there. No one really competed for those guard spots. They were just kind of, these are our healthiest players on the roster right now, Jones and Eichenberg. We didn't bring in that vet. And I feel like everybody we brought in, we got rid of too quick. Who was the guy from the Eagles? Driscoll. We brought in another, I can't even think of the dude's name, white guy with a mullet. He was gone right away, too. It's like there was nobody there to push these guys.
Feeney. Yeah, Feeney.
Yeah.
Dan Feeney.
So there was just it's really I thought there's some good players on the secondary, some big boys, some size coming out of the draft. And these guys we brought in are a little smaller, older vets. So it's a pretty eclectic group, all the way from Minka, all the way down to Cam Smith trying to get on the field. There's a lot of different style of players that if Weaver can find the right mix out of this, it might be something,
Yeah. But I think you missed something. You forgot Armstrong.
Isn't he?
Don't leave him off that list, buddy. Don't leave him off that list.
Oh, yeah. The Miami Dolphin legend, Cornell.
Oh, yeah. My two looked really sharp with the threat inside. He had a nice pass today. There was some pressure on him inside. He hit Hill on a streak. It was a real nice play. So I can't complain about him.
Tua does what Tua does, and especially in practice and preseason, he always just looks surgical. But can we talk about Ewers?
Go for it.
Let's talk about Ewers.
Dude.
QB2?
Dude. Ewers. I'm actually genuinely impressed with Ewers. Quinn is looking good. He threw 3 touchdown passes today, 2 of which were red zone passes that just were crisp. The dude is nice. Looking good. I'm not saying put him over Tua, but I am saying that right now, if I had to pick for my second string QB, I'd be putting Ewers there.
Really?
He looks better than Skyler.
He looks good. That's just
this has to be the best backup room we've had.
Oh, for sure.
I'm trying to think for Mike, Fitzpatrick was one of our backups, but other than that, I can't think of some good backups. Bridgewater didn't play well for us.
His skill set didn't fit.
No.
Bridgewater and Skyler were slow releases. Ewers is accurate, at least on the shorts. He seems to get the ball out quick. And so as a backup role, I think from a skill set standpoint, it's the best match in a while.
Yeah. And keep in mind that you're right, Kosa. Ewers did have 3 drop snaps in a row today during practice. But keep in mind that those 3 snaps were from a third string center. and they were in a row. So that tells me something kind of was going on.
What center was it?
I'm trying to figure it out right now. I cannot remember off the top of my
I guess
head.
it's not Myers and Brunskill, right? Sonola guy.
I don't think it was Myers. It might have been, but I want to say it was Brunskill, but I'm not positive. The point is they were back to back to back. So that kind of tells me maybe something else was going on there. Maybe not necessarily, a larger issue. I think it was just kind of a weird snafu that happened.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe someone
That stuff happens.
sneezed on the ball or something.
Yeah, I mean, when it's like a date, when you start getting on new center, it's
Who
like
knows?
it's a little
But
awkward or something.
more comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Garrett Grimes. Oh, I'll wait till we get yours, Garrett.
Somewhere TD's hearing this.
Oh, he's not the only one. I'm already seeing a lot of it. Seeing a lot of it. But that's all right. That's we all get to see differently, right?
Yeah, I think you just gotta, this is glorified flag, and I think from a skill set standpoint, I'm happy with Ewers, but in a game, we've got to see how he does in the cross team practices, joint practices, and see how he does in preseason. It's nice. I think I don't want to get too excited. Because it does change a lot as things go. But from a skill set standpoint, he can do what Tua can do in a way. And so you're not having to rewrite this offensive scheme and philosophy when he comes in. He could do that. Hey, snap the ball, get it out short. If we got to go back to throwing lots of screens or short little plays, hey, he could do that. And then, get some comfort in it. Whereas Skylar took forever. Bridgewater took forever to get the ball out. And so I like that. I want to see more. I'm not going to get too excited. I thought Matt Moore deserved more opportunity. I thought he was kind of cut short. I thought, he had some picks and stuff, but there was a little bit of magic to that guy.
There was. But what I was going to say about, sorry to cut you off, Curtis.
Come on, the sweat.
I love Matt Moore. Like, when you talk about gamer, when you talk about dog at quarterback, that's what he was. The problem with him is he'd come in and he'd win over the game. The end of the third quarter, going into fourth quarter, he'd dominate that game. We're like, oh shoot, okay, good. We're good with Matt. Let's prepare all week, Matt. You're going to be the starter, Matt. Flat. Comes out flat all the time. And maybe not all the time. It's just my memories is when he was the stated starter and he had all week to practice, maybe just Dolphin errors. And it's not all Matt's fault, but it just seemed like he was great coming in when we needed him, but when we had to plan all week with him, either we didn't use him right or the results weren't the same. And I always just thought, dang, man, how come you're so money when you come in and take over these games, but your starts are leaving me with something. But that hit he took in 2016 in Pittsburgh, and then he came back a play later, like totally concussed, came in a play later. I think Shazier might even concussed him, but anyway, Matt.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, so I don't know. That guy would come in and be magic, and it just didn't transfer the next week. It seemed like sometimes, but he was a Dolphin. You can't blame him on his own.
Yeah, he had. Well, all those years our offense was kind of like it's been just really not really a great offensive line. The run game, people go crazy about 2016, but it was really 3 games where we had 200 yards of pop. And then a lot of meh. And then when we got against Pittsburgh, we were missing most of those linemen, couldn't run the football. I just think the framework plays such a huge part. I think the guy could do it. And he won a big game with KC, didn't he, in the postseason? Didn't he win a big game with the KC a couple of years ago in a postseason?
I think that's Chad Henne.
No, I think before that was more too. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I like him. I think he worked for us a couple of years ago, didn't he? He was a scout for us for a little bit there.
Maybe,
am I wrong about that?
Maybe. I don't know. A lot of stuff gets lost in his brain. Get hit recycle bin. No one but Tua can really. Well, if we're running the same 2-0-4 style that with high blockers per pass and screens, yeah. But if we get decent pass protection and some inside run, I think it's going to open up. It's going to make Tua better, but then it's going to open up to more quarterbacks, because if you can't get the ball out like he can that quick with what we were running, then you just can't operate the system. And that's a big ask. So if we can get consistent, a little bit better pass blocking, more true set pass blocking, more inside running, I think it would open up for some of these other guys to look a little better, and it certainly would make Tua way better.
Yeah.
Don Strock, man.
Oh, man. Yeah.
What was it? What was that? Strock. I can't remember the guy's name now. In the '83 Super Bowl, Strock. What was his name? Was the other quarterback?
I was negative one, Curtis.
I can't believe I can't remember this. I always remember this stuff. He was the quarterback was the Strock, whatever. Oh, that sucks, man. I can't believe my memory's going this bad. Not like we've repping a lot of man with our corners. We need zone and let the pass rushers eat. Yeah, Woodstock. That's right. Woodley and Don Strock. Oh, man, I'm losing it. I think when I have old time is one of these days. Oh, I can't forgot that. Yeah, I thought we'd see a lot more zone, but I didn't see the coverage, but I've seen him load up the fronts and then drop guys. But you could go drop into zone from that. So I haven't seen if it was man. Has it been a lot of man?
Yeah, it's been a little more man than we think, but I think follow me on this. If we know kind of, especially Anthony Weaver, if he knows kind of what we're going to see from zone coverage from this team as we are, which is going to be a lot better than we will be in man. I think we all agree on. If it's going to be better in zone coverage than man for us, for this team, I think during this practices, I think they're experimenting with man coverage a lot. I don't think that necessarily is indicative that we're going to see a ton of man coverage in games. I think they're just experimenting and trying to get some of these players to see where they're at in man coverage, because we have so many new corners.
Hey, Jorge, what's going on, brother? Yeah, and also, too, we got Jack Jones. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. You guys got to check out his channel. He's got good stuff, man. Enjoy it. I'm not really a big fan of Donnie. Gave me hell trying to play college. I really grown it. Oh, nice. What position did you play?
Wow.
He's flexing on us.
That's all right. Let's hear him out.
That's awesome. Good for you, brother. I like Dono for Strock for us. I thought he did some good stuff, but he might have been a jerk. I don't know. A lot of these guys are probably jerks in real life. Does Austin Jackson have another not good year this year? His only good year he had with Connor and Hunt. To take all the pressure off him, everyone went on Jackson. Apology to it. Yeah, well, I don't think he even had a good year that year. I'm there, but that I got to side. I got that's my personal viewpoint. I mean, we threw was it 2-0-9, and we really struggled to run, and he gets blown up a lot. I mean, that's just my take. I'm not a big Jackson fan. I think he's definitely the weakest link when you got Paul Jones, Jonah, Brewer, Daniels, and him. He's definitely the weakest link. I'm not a big fan. I think it's overhyped. But, that's my take. It's just my take.
He'll have a better mate next to him, at least.
Oh, Daniels is going to help him. Yeah. It's just, for me, he gets put on skates too much, and he struggles moving guys, and he's injured. I mean, people make fun of Tehran, but Tehran played more games over those 3 years than he did.
Yeah. Tehran was beat up, man.
Oh, and he played better, too. I mean, obviously he's going to semi-Hall of Fame or something. This season doesn't start. Nicholas, hey, what's going on, brother? This season doesn't start or mean anything until after the first Bills game. Yeah, I know. The results of that will determine if we blow it up. I wouldn't say that determines it. If we can't win, if we can't beat them, it's not good. Even if we lose to them twice, it's not good. But we can't lose to the Patriots even once. We can't lose to the Colts. I think the Colts game is a must-win. I don't think it's a given. I don't like Jones starting. I'm not sure if he's going to start or not. I don't know if they're good, man. and they've got our number. And I don't really see us winning. I mean, you gotta want to beat this team at least once, like that. We beat them at home a couple of years ago in the Fry job. But I don't know. We've got to win at least 9 games, 10 games. Be at least second in division. If we fall to third in division, then we're doomed. And so the Patriots, to me, I think can be tough. Although that offensive line doesn't seem to be looking as good as they'd hoped, which is good for us. But there's no way. I understand if we lose to the Bills, as long as they're competent games. We almost beat them last year if it wasn't for some crazy stuff. So for me, my expectations are around 9 wins. If we got 10, I'd be ecstatic. And if we got to be in second division. There's no way we can fall in third. And we can't open up with a loss to the Colts. We could lose to the Bills, I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
Bills are a top 10 team. All those years when we had to play Brady, everyone would just say, man, Brady just destroys you guys. And I'd say Brady just destroyed the entire NFL for 20 years. What are you talking about? Like, he just won the Super Bowl again. So it wasn't just Miami. But the Bills are a top 10 team. So if we can't beat them, it tells us something. It's another data point, but it means we're not at their level. But it's not like the Bills are any scrubs, And
I think it depends. If they blew us out twice, then I'd be more inclined,
Yeah.
But if they're kind of close, and you lose, but then you sweep the Jets, you sweep the Patriots, you win a couple of these, because we got 6 primetime games, and if we could pull like a couple of those off,
that's terrifying to me, dude.
Oh yeah,
primetime games have been primetime PTSD for us, and I don't want to go through that again. God damn it! Sorry, pardon my language. Those games scarred me, man. Those games have scarred me.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, they couldn't wait to get rid of Jack Jones, but I don't think it was so much for talent. I think he fit in what Belichick liked to do, but I think he became a headache. I think the guy's got a lot of physical talent. It's just between the ears, I forgot my 2 guns in the luggage.
Well, if you get high right before you go on the plane, you'll forget those kind of things. I'm not saying he did
that. Bills are close to top 5 and 10. Yeah, they're a good team, man.
They got a top 3 quarterback. That
offensive line's been healthy for years.
For like 3 or 4 straight years, that offensive line has missed just a handful of games, and then none when it mattered. Like, when's that streak going to break for him,
I know. And it can't go forever. It can't go forever. So I don't know. I look at their defense. That's the big piece. The kid they signed in the first round, is he going to be a player? Is he going to be another Elam bust? There's a lot of stuff, but I think no matter what, they're just going to be pretty good because they got that offense. And I think the front looks pretty good. The linebackers are okay. They can be good. They're healthy, but they're getting, what's his face? What's his name? The older linebacker. He's getting up there in years. The cornerback, they got Benford, who's really good. But then they got a lot of guys that are around them. Safety spot, they drafted a kid last year. He looks like he's getting better. So really that defense is going to determine if they're, 5th or 10th. I think no matter what, they'll have a record that's going to be pretty darn good. I actually kind of feel hopeful about this year's offensive line, but being improving, being the first year together, there's definitely – yeah, I think the offensive line has a lot of potential. Unfortunately, it's not super deep, and there's some – Brewer's already dinged. Jackson's coming off dings. Daniel's coming off dings. So the offensive line does give me excitement, but there's a lot to see, and I think a lot of that revolves around depth and health, so it's hard to say. We got to wait, we got to see how it plays out. I think that Joan has been very healthy in college. Paul's been very healthy. The two of them together look like they're going to be something. And I think there's going to be something there at that side of the offensive line. So I do have some hope, and I got to see a little bit more. I'm trying not to, because with Dolphins, if you put any hope out there, it gets crushed like 2 days later. 9-8, yeah, 9-8. I think 9-8. If they made 9-8, I'd actually be impressed, a little bit, because there's a lot of stuff going on here. I'm not saying that would be enough for me to want to keep them. I think, depending on what that 9-8 looks like, but I think that's a fair number right now. There's going to be 3 or 4 games that they're going to have to win, and that they might not. It's going to be tough. Some of these primetime games, they're going to have to beat some good teams. So to me, 10 is the maximum this year. You never know. But we'll see. If the running game and tight end works early this season, you guys, we're all in agreement on that. Everybody except a lot of people last year who weren't in agreement. Now they're in agreement.
I got a theory, Curtis, and I've asked some smart people to try to check me on it, because in my mind it's pretty solid, but I need some other people's feedback. Tua is not like Josh Allen. He's not like Jalen Hurts. He can't take over a play when it's completely broken down. That's not who he is. He's going to make the play before it breaks down, or he can run into some trouble. We know that about Tua. But if there is the threat of the run, and he does have the leverage, and he's not thrown into a stacked box, I'm not asking for a lot here. I'm just asking for a regular Sunday, how are you going to play a quarterback who has a run game? Tua can make the most out of a run game. What he can do with his eyes, manipulate defenders, the way he ran that RPO. He's hurt. He's hurt the most without a run game, the style he plays. But he can maximize a run game with the style he plays.
He's clearly that kind of. I mean, you look at Brady, you look at Mayfield, those kind of guys who can't just go get yards. I mean, just think what Josh Allen's done over the years. He's added so much to their run game. He's not that guy. He's not Mahomes who can run around like a chicken with his head and dart it down the field. But in the framework of a system, in the framework of a scheme that's got balance, that can draw guys the leverage and put the defense on its heels and catch them with a play when they've got the wrong leverage, he can do some stuff. And I think he really needs the offensive line more than some of these other top guys, because he isn't as mobile. He doesn't have as big an arm, and he's not super tall. So, offensive line and a run game will be big for him. Yeah. Hey, one of you guys want to read this one and take it over?
I got it. Yep. Is it still there?
Nicholas?
Yes. Yeah, Nicholas.
Oh, I'm sorry. I like our O-line on paper. AJ has improved, and there's talent in the interior. I believe in our O-line coach to work with real talent that isn't Eichenberg or Cotton.
Cotton.
Lester. I think I agree. I like the O-line on paper. Obviously, they need to gel and they need to work, but I think that the talent is much better on the offensive line this year for sure.
I agree. Yeah. I'm not a big believer. The stuff that people were saying with Barry and he's this. We threw so fast, and we ran the outside zone, and when it worked, it was brilliant. But when it didn't, it wasn't, and we couldn't run inside. So I think he's a solid O-line coach, and most of these guys, hit likes and subscribe. That's what I should have been saying before. I think he's a solid coach with a lot of experience, and so the talent's going to determine a ton for him. So
Oh, Mr. AC's comment there. We can address that easy.
Hey, PJ, my man. No, don't worry about it. You've got a carte blanche here. I'll let you live.
Was PJ just on here?
Yeah, I did an interview with him. That was a good one. Check it out. He's a good guy. He's a generational Dolphins fan.
Yeah.
He had some good stuff.
Yeah. And we got Indade. We got a lot of famous people popping.
Yeah, man.
This, man.
Krebs mentioned that he talked with Jemmy and Wingfield, and they discussed the possibility of pre-snap pictures with the D-line, LBs, and safety to mitigate the drop-offs at CB. Yeah, I got to see what they're going to do. I don't know what they're exactly going to do. What they're showing you now is maybe not what they're going to be doing. So, look, the front can definitely do a lot. Hopefully, what it appears is going to be able to do something. But in the end, football is about 3 or 4 plays. So if you pick up that pressure and that cornerback isn't good enough to stick with his coverage, it could be a big play or a touchdown out of that. So, all it takes is 2 or 3 plays and it can change the game. So I don't know. I think it can mitigate. I think the front can clearly mitigate the cornerback groups to a certain degree. But when you're playing a good team with a good offensive line, they might be able to pick that stuff up and then expose. Or if you got a guy like Mahomes or Allen who can run around and force that clock up into the late clock, then you can expose the stuff. But I think more often than not, they're going to be able to mitigate it. Question is how long, how often, and how can they do it against the better teams. So we got to see. There's so much stuff, it's so hard at this stage to really have. I mean, you have projections, you have hopes, you have inclinations, but this puzzle box gets shook up a ton with joint practice. It gets shook up a ton with preseason, and then when you get towards week 1 to week 5, so hopefully we'll see. That was cool. That was cool seeing Chop and Chubb and Jalen Phillips. Yeah, that's Jalen Phillips is looking way better than I thought he would. He looks better this year than he did coming in last year.
Yeah.
So that's a big, big deal.
That could be something. I don't want to get my hopes up about that trio, that pass rush trio, but there is something there. Chop's already there, man. Chop's going to blow up this year, in my opinion. But if Phillips is healthy, we know how good of a player he is. If Chubb's healthy, we know how good of a player he is. Like, they could wreak havoc if we could just keep those 3 healthy, man.
They could. We got to wait and see. Wait and see. Just that's always the problem with any fan base in Dolphins. They want to constantly project how many games you're going to win, and it's like the season just ended 2 days ago. It's just a long process of evaluations, and you can get it right, but the odds are very unlikely at this stage. You've got to wait at least to heading into week 1 to get some kind of feel, and then you got to see 1 or 2 weeks of action before you really can start sticking your teeth in this thing and making an accurate evaluation. Anything is possible. Either way, we don't know. Just think about, we saw the other day, Fields with the Jets. He had the toe thing. I heard got the wrong Twitter account. Schefter said he blew his ACL. Well, if that happened, their whole season changes. Anything can happen. We don't know. So we got to let this thing play out, flesh out.
Fields, do you mean Fields? Do you mean the new All-Star, All-Pro, Hall of Fame quarterback for the New York Jets? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. He dislocated his toe. He dislocated his toe. Hey, Abel, you guys are staying in the back room. He's going to pop on at the end, so don't forget about that, okay?
For sure.
So anyway, that's it, guys. We'll get my feet back into this live thing with the guys. We'll be doing Monday night all the way up into the season. Monday night football might change it. But for now, we'll be here every Monday night, 7:45 Eastern. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Guys, I appreciate it always as you guys coming in and joining me to do this crazy little thing over here. So I'm grateful. I thank you all, you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yep.
That's a thing, man. That's a thing I'm told that's a thing. And don't forget to subscribe to Frozen Fin Fan, who's a hero fighting forest fires on his channel. Don't forget about that. Way more important than something to me. Anyway, guys, I appreciate everything. I'll see you guys next week, and we'll have a lot more stuff to look over. There'll definitely be a lot more information to sink our teeth in. I appreciate everything, guys. Have a great night. Be well. Cody, Dirk, and me saying go Fins. Be well. Good night.